Hey guys, just a little reminder here. I did cast this while mistaking it for being game 2, even though it was actually game 3. The replays are not labeled. I labeled them myself and labeled them wrong. So, yeah, hopefully don't get confused when I keep saying this is game 2, blah blah blah. Act as it is game 3, because that is what's happening. Thankfully, I didn't spoil any of the results, as it is still 1-all, so there it is. Hello and welcome to this Warcraft replay. This is going to be the second game of this best of 3. And yeah, not looking good for WFZ. Even though went for a rather less than common than the normal. I mean, normally when players go tier 3, they just go knights, rifle casters. I mean, people do go Griffin Aviator as well, but that has kind of fallen off. But it obviously shows it doesn't really matter which one you go for. Even though it was kind of close, in the end, pretty much WC lost momentum and he couldn't continue. That's just because it was one basing at all. So 1-0 to Thoth. WFZ is going to be spawning in as the red undead player in the bottom left. Tomb of Relics before the graveyard, so just noting that. We are going to have Thoth spawning in as the blue human player in the top right, going for the Archmage. WFZ is going for the Death Knight. So the map is on Twisted Meadows. I always believe that Twisted Meadows favors humans, and then Night Elf, and then like Orc, Undead, maybe in the middle-ish. That's just because the human Night Elf can start the Rock Golem camp at the very beginning, and sometimes you just get the game-winning item right there. Ideally, though, we'll be looking for an Illyria's Food of Accuracy, and hopefully he will keep it. You know, don't be greedy, don't turn it into 200 gold. So yeah, we shall see what the Rock Golem drops. So I did talk about how I'm pretty sure it was though that went for the Dragonhawks into Griffins, and just, you know, don't really matter too much about defending, more like try and win. See, though tried to win, he didn't try to not lose. So yeah, it's kind of like that, and that's why I remember it, not as vividly, but at least I remember it. So yeah, Archmage actually picked up Devotion Aura, so not the game-winning item as I explained Illyria's Food of Accuracy would be, but +1 armor may be useful, but only slightly useful. It's not like 1 armor is going to be so valuable on, you know, any of these units. Yeah, not so much. Death Knight moving out. He did kill like the wardens there, but yeah, definitely not the start, the glorious start that he had in game 1, where he got luckily a Tomb of Experience. So yeah, what is WC gonna do? What is Tho gonna do? He doesn't have any Shadow Priest to deal with these skeletons like he did in game 1. Is he just gonna ignore? Maybe. Death Knight was able to creep jack one of those troll trappers. Will he go for another one? That answers that. No. Maybe he's looking for the Ogre Warriors instead, which yield more experience. 4th charge of the Rod Necromancy will be used. There we go, with an Ogre Warrior being picked up there. Tome of Intelligence has also been picked up by the Death Knight. Skeletons have been dealt with, but enough human units have been lost by to WFZ to give Death Knight level 2. And actually the militia has worn off, so peasants are not going to attack as hard as they usually do. Death Knight still being a little annoying here. Needs to be careful not to get surrounded like those try to do here, but thankfully movement speed from the Unholy Aura is enough. Plus 3 Ring of Protection. This is, like, the drops are really horrible for Tho right now. I mean, an armor-oriented aura and an armor item. I guess the Archmage is going to... who am I kidding? Like, basically Undead thrives on spell damage. Rune Braces would have been much better than plus 4 armor. Yep, there we go. Tho agrees with me. Devotion Aura and the plus 3 ring has been sold for TP Scroll, Boots, and Dust. Okay, what's gonna happen here? WC is gonna claim this green creep camp for himself. He is gonna stick around and maybe chase around that Archmage. Never mind. Maybe WC finally realized the health numbers on that particular Death Knight. So Halls of the Dead is finished. We are gonna have an earlier slaughterhouse, possibly an adaptation from game 1. And what I mean by that is basically WC went tier 3 fairly early on, and that kind of backfired a little because he wasn't able to use that tier 3 until he actually finished the slaughterhouse. So basically WC is playing a little safer in terms of tech game here, securing himself that slaughterhouse and then going to tier 3, as he will know it's gonna be ready to use. So big fight here from the mercenary camp. Rock Golem was killed by WC, so he's gonna be very close to level 3, but sadly the Rock Golem is not the same with the Garment Laboratory Rock Golems. They don't drop, you know, very cool items, they just drop like 2 very bad ones. Cloak of Shadows and Scroll of the Beast. Yeah. Not good, if you didn't know. Okay, double obsidian statues are being queued up here. It does seem like WC is aiming towards more of a Crypt Fiend oriented army composition, but I mean, as I continue to say this, WC is not making more Crypt Fiends, he is actually supply blocked. Okay, never mind. Black Citadel out of the gates. Who cares about Crypt Fiends? Okay, Tho and his Crypt Fiends have pretty much been driven out here. Tho, not Tho and his Crypt Fiends, WC and his Crypt Fiends. Tho pretty much doing well. He is taking advantage of 2 bases once again. Is going to tier 2 halfway there. Masonry upgrades plus 1 is also underway to maybe, you know, prevent these Crypt Fiends from actually destroying these buildings. Maybe not the towers, since they're very vulnerable and lightly armored. What a heroic footman. What is he doing? Not much. Giving level 3 to the Death Knight, obviously. That's not a good sign. But here we go with the Archmage. What is he going to do by himself? Not much, hopefully, but he is going to have a lot of reinforcements. That's a lot of footmen. And even WC has realized. Mud Golem has been hired by the mercenary camp. Try and act like a pseudo sorceress. Archmage is going to be saved by the Zeppelin, thankfully. Honestly, if he screwed up that pickup, the Archmage would have been killed and there would have been game. Honestly, I don't think Tho would have turned this around if he lost his Archmage that foolishly. Anyway, Mount Golem coming back, committing suicide after tossing out a slow, and whoopsies. And not much is happening. Okay, Zeppelin picked up by WFZ, so now both players have a Zeppelin to use. It's gonna be really devastating if WFZ actually researches web. and Tho has all his units in a Zeppelin, because then those units would be kind of screwed. It does seem like that Griffin wants to go for a whip there, but out of range. So now that most of these units are kind of here, it does seem like WC3 wants to go for an assault at the expand, maybe? Or maybe not. We have more than 2 obsidian statues, so that does mean a lot more emphasis on destroyers once again. Destroyer form halfway done. No form of upgrades from what I can see for both players. So tier 2 is done. Though doesn't seem to look like he's going for tier 3, but we'll have to see until he gets that lumber supply. He does have a shredder, so that will be pretty useful. Alright, what is happening here? I honestly don't know. Surround on the Lich, that was probably bad. I have no idea what the Zeppelin is doing right now. WC3 is gonna lose his Lich, and that... I have no idea what that was. That was really bad. I mean, the Zeppelin was right there. It's not like it's scared of being destroyed. There's not much that could kill it. So the Lich falls at level 2-ish. I think it's 2. Hopefully it's not 1. I mean, if it's 1, then there's no point Tavern reviving it. It is 1. I have no idea why he would Tavern revive it. It's a lot more expensive, and like it's quick enough to Tavern revive it. I don't know. I don't know the thought process behind WC3 right now. Hopefully his destroyers will be enough, because honestly I would have maybe preferred more Cryptfiends.
A town is under siege.
Meat wagons popping out. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, but it's not gonna make too much. Sorry about that, had to yawn. It's not gonna make too much sense once it gets caught out by a 4-footman. Oh, Mountain King's out. He is going to try and pressure the Death Knight as much as possible. Yeah, you're never gonna chase a guy on a horse. Now, speaking of guy on a horse, he is focusing on that meat wagon. Death Knight hopefully try to provide some support.
Town is under siege.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the meat wagon has been delayed so much, it could have totally gone after the base by now, but it's just running away, and actually it was destroyed. Stormbolt on the Death Knight. Any more opportunities here? It doesn't seem like it. Another Stormbolt to the face. I mean, level 1 versus level 3. That's not going to be as powerful Stormbolt as it would usually be, but yeah, it's just potential, honestly. So 4 Crypt Fiends versus 4 Peasants. It doesn't seem like either are budging. Stormbolt to the face, and there we go with the surround. What WC3 needed to do was get out of that surround, which he did. That was a death coil. I don't know, this game's a little too slow for my tastes. Though it does have a lot of resources, and he does have triple workshops here, and paladins coming out, and we have siege engines. What is that? What is that? That's anti-air? Flying machines attack land units. That is interesting. So I guess Tho's mindset is make like 2 or 3 siege engines and then just commit on flying machines. It's a little weird. Honestly, I would have picked one over the other instead of picked both. Meatwagon forced to get out of the Zeppelin. I mean, it didn't really matter too much that the Zeppelin picked it up once again. Okay, here we go. Will WFZ be able to win this before the siege engine nonsense happens? We shall see, because +1 attack has been done, and the siege engines are out. Will they be rolling out? +2 attack has also been done as well. Where are those siege engines going? There are no buildings that way. I don't know.
A player's forces are under attack.
Workshop's not making anything else. Tho is slowly losing himself a base, but maybe he wants to go for another one since he has like these guys here. Alright, siege engines finally realize that they're in the wrong place. They're gonna go straight after the base of WFZ. +3. Oh yikes, +3 attack is also queued up. Might be a little problematic when that is completed. I mean, WFZ has the means of defending. He has three meat wagons who do siege damage. They will deal extra damage against those fortified siege engines. Now the only problem I have with Tho is he's not making anything else. In fact, he's supply blocked. I don't know. He's supply blocked. He can make more siege engines or flying machines, but it's almost like he's playing with the units he have right now and not making any more. Alright, more expansions. Double expanding. Tho's gonna lose himself a workshop, but WC could potentially lose himself a base. TP scroll will be used. Ziggurat number 2 or number 1. I guess the Ziggurat wasn't destroyed in the first place. All the acolytes are trying to repair this, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be enough siege engines. Okay, never mind. The second siege engine was destroyed. It is pretty much a failure. That is disappointing because I'm pretty sure Tho could have won that. Instead, he played around. Yeah, I don't agree with that. Obviously, I don't agree with playing around with your opponent. This game was easily winnable. Honestly, he attacked with his siege engines a little too early. He needed more. That's just how I think.
A player's forces are under attack.
Alright. A lot of units moving. WC does seem to have a lot of Grip Fiends out. Does he have any Destroyers out? He does have one, which honestly at this point is fine. I'm just satisfied that we have more Grip Fiends than Destroyers this time. Alright. What's gonna happen here? Doesn't seem like anything fancy is going on, just destroying these towers and hopefully another base.
The town is under siege.
Meat wagons are moving into position. I don't know what Tho is hoping to accomplish here. He's going after another gold mine. And maybe expand again. Weird. Okay, Destroyer, not gonna find much here. Almost killed himself. Thankfully he didn't. Level 3 Lich. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, Militia moving here. Maybe placing another base. Honestly, this is weird. It's almost like he is bad mannering his opponent. Okay, here we go with these flying machines. Not sure how much these flying machines are gonna do. Oh, never mind. He does have siege engines as well. Let's see how well he can do at this stage. His opponent is gonna TP back home and maybe destroy these siege engines. Nice TP on top of everyone. Mountain King, try not to run away from the TP scroll radius. Thankfully he was within it, so he was able to TP back. Expand attempt by Tho in the bottom left. That's very disrespectful, honestly, but maybe Tho is just trying to how should I say it, leave a dominating message. Although I'm pretty sure the other words are BM. Flat cannons will be researched here for those flying machines. Right. Not sure what the sudden fixation on those flying machines. It's not like WFZ is massing up on those destroyers. I guess this is another way of using those flying machines. Just destroy the level 10 Red Dragon. I guess so. Siege engines once again battering down at WFZ's Black Citadel. The one meat wagon should be sufficient enough to deal enough damage. But honestly, WFZ forcing a lot of mining time away in order to just repair. Is Tho just mass expanding at this point? I don't know. Anyway, this expand once again under fire. Does seem like the siege tanks have failed. Yeah, honestly, I don't know what to say anymore. Tho is going to lose himself another base, and no real point clearing out these towers. Honestly, enough is to clear these peasants, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. Go to the next base. Goldmine has collapsed for both, almost both bases. WFZ not quite, because he spent so much acolyte time away from the goldmine, so that's why he has an excess. Is that an orb of darkness? That is an orb of darkness. Wow. So +6 attack, as well as the black arrow effect from the Dark Ranger. Basically, this has to be the killing blow, unfortunately, for a Dark Minion to spawn. It's not like the Dark Ranger where it's tag and then kill. It's killing blow and then skeleton. Castle is dead. This is a very weird win for WFZ, honestly. I think this is a win for WFZ, unless he loses his base, which he is scared about, so he's going to TP all his units back. Is he? There we go. Meatwagon should be able to make quick work out of these siege engines here. But yeah, like I said, if WFZ wins this, it's going to be a really weird win, because I don't know if those playing for realsies. It's almost like he's playing with a lot of BM in mind.
A player's forces are under attack.
Right, since the goldmine has collapsed, acolytes are now going to join the front here. Maybe go after a goldmine and haunt it. Or WST's just going to play all-in-ish, since that's literally undead has two options once their, goldmine has collapsed. It's either all in or try and stay in. And it does seem like WC wants to go all in here. Expand at the top right. The 3 meat wagons, 4 meat wagons actually, should be able to make quick work out of those towers. Flying machines are now hopefully trying to destroy WFZ's base here. I mean, it's not like WFZ has anything to be afraid of. He most likely can build another building, which he can. Necropolis, ideally, want to gold mine, but it does seem like Necropolis will be following here. Never mind, gold mine. So yeah.
forces are under attack.
61 versus 44. Tho is in the back foot here. Thankfully, his main base has, you know, enough production and tech that he needs, but like his current army is kind of lacking. He is also supply block, so he can't improve on that. This game is very weird. We got the stone token from the paladin. Would have been very nice if, you know, Tho went for a fight, but it's not going to be the case. Orb of Darkness has been given over to the Archmage. Let's see what he can do with it. Does seem like he can't do much. Maybe higher up. A couple of mercenaries, maybe Sapper. No Sapper, it's just a Zeppelin. Flying machines, hopefully trying to get that game-winning play here by destroying this haunted gold mine.
A player's forces are under attack.
Now it seems like WC is on the full defensive. Yeah, it's a weird game. Level 5 Death Knight, level 4 Lich versus level 4 Archmage, level 3 Mountain King, level 3 Paladin. So this is a dead base here. This is a dead base, and pretty much in the top right, this is the only base that's mining. Keep Tech has to be reteched, I guess. WC is revealed. Pretty much only has this haunted gold mine and this ziggurat. He doesn't have any way of getting lumber. That's the problem. He's getting as much gold as he wants. He can't make any more lumber. Weird. He's pretty much has to win with all his units right now, which he can do. It's not like Tho can make a huge anti-undead army right now. Stone token will be used. Unfortunately, that does look like an anti-undead unit to me. Stormbolt to the face. Stormbolt to the face instead. Level 5 on the Archmage. Death Knight will be taking out level 5. Lich, what is he looking to do? Is WC really gonna lose this game? He could have totally won this. What's happening? Is Tho? What? What? Huh. That's weird. Could have sworn this was game 2. Weird. This was actually game 3. Ha! Tricked you.